Good morning, Guzu, and welcome back to episode 3 of DufisTalk. We are here today. It's 7:30 in the a.m. Mustn't forget. Start the day off right. Anyway, so here I am after this wonderful creeper did his business, as it were. Around here, I don't even know what I want to do, because I'm missing like a bed and hopes and dreams right here. So we'll have to see what what I do. You can't really sleep in the guest part of that mud hut for a while, sadly enough. Anyway, so I have one complaint about your response there. And it's simply that you didn't respond. You said it was because of the younger brother that older brothers have it worse, and that's fine and dandy. But at the end of the day, you didn't really provide any scientific justification. And no, just saying that isn't scientific justification enough. So, I have years, decades, centuries, millennia of tradition and, physical proof on my side, and you just have, your word, as it were. So, that's all very debatable. As far as the peeps who may or may not be listening, I do want to point out the rules of this particular thing and stuff. Basically, we have 24 hours to respond, which puts some pressure on, and that looks like a good spot. And the Scheisse. Ha! I'm just gonna swear in other languages. Anyway, the point being, yeah. So we have a limited time to figure out our answers. I did have a very particular something happened basically that I think you should know about. As you know, I don't have a car or a license right now, so I go to the grocery store on foot. And it's right next door, and it's fine. And I usually go around like 3 a.m., something like that, so that absolutely nobody bothers me. But I was doing that yesterday, and it was a Saturday morning, so I was like, there's not going to be anyone. Of course, there were people, but whatevs. And I was walking back, and since I walk, I always ask my cashiers to double bag my stuff in as few bags as possible. Now, putting aside the fact that some of them don't quite grasp that concept, I had one who did, and I still had like freaking 6 or 7 bags. So I was lugging all this back, and as you can imagine, I was overburdened is a nice way to put it. But I was like, I was what's the word? It was not a pretty sight. Let's just put it that way. I was lugging it on and having a tough time. Oh man, this is bugging me now. What's the expression? Hurting? I don't know. Anyway, I was getting a very good wrist workout. So I got to the bottom of my hill, and I looked behind me so that I could see if the street is clear or not. And I see this tiny, like, Geo or whatever coming along. And there's this like very small old Chinese lady in it, like just your stereotypical old Chinese lady. And this is the same Chinese lady that takes care of 20 babies and lugs 17 tons of stuff around. Anyway, so I looked at her, and then she came abreast. The world seemed to slow down, and just like that Harley Davidson group during our bike ride, they gave us that one like slow thumbs up. She did the exact same thing. She went by and she turned her head, and then she gave me like a really slow, cool thumbs up, and then drove off. And like that just made my month. I mean, what better compliment can you get when lugging groceries than some old Chinese lady giving you a thumbs up? It was pretty awesome. Anyway, so that happened. Victory in itself. Speaking of victories, I'd like to point out that the very name of our series is a point for me. See, for those of us who don't know, the word doofus in minimum wage job circles is always, if you ask someone to spell doofus, 9 times out of 10 they'll say D-U-F-I-S. Ray, however, believes that doofus is spelled D-O-O-F-U-S, which is doofus. I've also met people who think it's spelled D-U-F-U-S. Now, I have not looked into like the Oxford Dictionary or whatever. I don't even think the Oxford Dictionary cares about the word doofus. But if I did, I'm pretty sure it'd be spelled D-U-F-I-S. So, the fact that this series is called DufisTalk, spelled D-U-F-I-S, I think goes to show that Ray has finally given up and accepted the inevitable truth of my assertions, I should say, about that word. Of course, the whole fact that we use that word in the first place is thanks to our uncle, so you, Jay, if you're listening, thank you. Geronimo! Oh yeah, oh, damn it. Did I kill him? I was going for the kill shot there. I think I just bumped him like 10 feet. Go away. Anyway, so that's fun. By the way, many thanks for the saddles on the donkeys there. Nice little touch. Where am I going? So what's new? What's new? Oh yes. Speaking of groceries, I'm gonna switch to a solid diet. The reason I had so many groceries is that I'm like this week at least, I'm just gonna eat salads for dinner. We'll see how that works and if that holds or not. Given that in recent years, my main source of food and nutrition was for a solid year chicken drumsticks and noodles. Just that every single night. It was pretty epic, I gotta say. But yeah, so since I'm kind of worried about getting scurvy now, I'm going to switch to, did that work? Going to switch to salad, at least for a little while. That's awesome. Should I put torches on the side? Yes. Or I could turn that into netherrack and just make it burn forever. Don't know. In any case, now that I don't have my flint and steel anymore, and then I lost half of my materials when, I forget how I died. Anyway. Oh yes, a zombie killed me while I was trying to get craps to work. Yeah, so I'm gonna eat salad, and hopefully that'll work out. Also, in other news, I had a date with this girl. In answer to your question, yes, she is a exotic dancer / stripper, whatever you want to call it. But she what was it? She said something. Oh yes, she had this interesting point that dogs. Well, okay, you know how we like did blind skiing and we were blindfolded and led down the slope. Well, she had the same thing, but with seeing eye dogs. So she was blindfolded and let loose in downtown, and and just like it was her and the dog, and she was wearing a blindfold, and the dog like walked her around places, and then she wound up at the start. But her point was that dogs, you have to take care of dogs all the time, you know, and cats you don't have to take care of them really at all in the grand scheme of things, you know, just for them to like live. But on the flip side, cats like have what is it called? The reverse isn't true. The reverse is switched in that, you know, cats take a lot of effort to get them to love you, and then dogs just love you all the time. So her question was, you know, what is the, like, what is more rewarding in a way? Like, is it better to work for your love? You know, and the, just like the general attention, I guess, of your surroundings, or would it be better to just have it handed to you but then have to, you know, like just maintain it. I don't know. Anyway, I didn't have an answer for it, and I didn't really care. But yeah. Anyway, so that went all right. It wasn't great, but but yeah. So your question today, I see I'm pushing on 10 minutes here. Why do I play Minecraft? Well, my dear Guzu, I would have to say that Minecraft is very much more than a game. Minecraft is, for everyone, Minecraft is that first night. And for me, the first night was talking to you on Skype and running away from zombies and creepers, and then I fell in a very shallow ravine and was out of sight, and then some cow came and just chilled with me for 10 minutes. And that was pretty awesome. I think I killed the cow. But but that was a pretty cool moment. And I would say that sort of defines Minecraft. It's more than a sim, because like you said, you can do whatever you want in it. But at the same time, it's a sim because, you know, it's like Second Life with creativity and more stuff to do. Because you get this like blank world, and you can do whatever you want in it. You know, you can leave it be, you can build huge barns, you can farm stuff. You can do all this crazy shit and things. Please, thank you. And nobody can tell you otherwise. You know, like in a game like in Tropico, for example, if I wanted to raise all the mountains I see to the ground, I couldn't do that because it's graphically impossible. But you know, here, if I wanted to spend actual days taking out all these blocks and just making it a flat prairie, I could. And it would be just as valid as, you know, building mansions on top of each peak or digging into the ground to find diamonds. And at the end of the day, I'm only answerable to, you know, myself really, or others if we're on the server. So it's kind of a neat deal. I wouldn't say it like, you know, replaces life or whatever. I don't really. Yeah, some guys take it a little too far, but I would say that it's a very good distraction from life, and at the same time, it can help you. You know, it can help you be creative. It can help you unwind. Like I know on some of my solo games, it's more just like I just build like I try to make it as realistic as possible, and I just build a little hut and then like get some crops to grow by the side of the river. And I just chill and I watch like the sun move and like I go and play with the sheep or something. I don't know. It may sound weird, but like it's good to just like relax, you know, and just do what you want without any pressure of whatever. Anyway, that is the very convoluted and ridiculously worded answer to that question. I've actually not thought of a question of the day for you. To tell you, sheep's honest truth. Die, sheep. No? Okay, well, he's smart. But I'll think of one on the fly here. I would go ahead and say... Let's see. Ah, yes, of course. Do you think that we will get to Mars in our lifetime? I'm talking... Okay, and actually, when I say lifetime, you know, because there's like the whole Mars One thing where it's like the reality show and like, you know, they're taking a bunch of people, oh, we'll be there by 2025 and it's a one-way trip, and that's all great, but I think I was listening to Farlands or Bust, and at the time, you know, the videos he made at the time were like, you know, those people came out of nowhere and like it's not really legit and all that crap. So, and I kind of agree. It's like if NASA or one of the private space companies were doing that, I would be all over it. You know, I would get really sick and free fall, but I mean, like, whatever. I would go. You know, I'd have to fix my eyes. But as it were, like, Mars One isn't really our ticket to Mars. I think more curiosity and discovery or whatever they're called, you know, are going to bring us valuable data that we can then use to, you know, plan shit and do it well. But do you think it'll be like? Do you think? Okay, here's a better question. Do you think there is a possibility that if you were, you know, if you checked out medically, that you could go and colonize Mars, you know, without being like 80 and dying on the way there? So yeah, think about that and expand on it as far as like colonizing space and stuff goes. Anyway, this video is over 10 minutes. I think we should just like do whatever. I think as long as it's under 20-30 minutes, it'll be fine. And yeah, my name is Chris, and I will see you on the next episode of DufisTalk.